Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Melissa. If you're new to my channel, I speak about different topics in my channel. Do not ask me why I am wearing a hoodie. This is my Selena hoodie. I think I've worn it in some of the videos, but I'm in my apartment and it's cold out. I mean, it's cold inside. I like the cold in my apartment. I could put it on the heater part of it, but then I get hot too very quick, so not happening. Um, Today I have a 3 missing kids case. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell so you can be notified when I upload. I usually upload Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, and Sunday. And because of spring break, I'm uploading whenever I wake up. I wake up usually depending on how late I went to sleep. Brush my teeth, get myself ready, eat some breakfast. I don't know if pizza is breakfast, but I think it is because I used to eat pizza for breakfast at school. If you did, let me know in the comments below, but I did. I check my social media and do what I gotta do. My daughter's asleep now, so when she wakes up, she'll most likely. My daughter is like the weirdest child ever. If she could wake up at 12 and she'll still want breakfast. Like, she don't care. Like, she will eat breakfast at 12. But she gets that for me and her dad. So that's that. So yes, I have 3 new cases that we're gonna be talking about. So let's go ahead and get started. I just realized that I was supposed to do a I was supposed to do a video of missing kids, but I skipped that, so that's why I'm doing it today. So yeah. Oh yeah, something's wrong with me. So the first one we're going to be talking about is Kelly Jr. Hollan. He went missing at 6 years old. His height and weight is 4'0", 60 pounds. Blue and white shirt, blue hoodie, windbreaker jacket with the zipper torn at the bottom, blue jeans, and brown boots. Medical conditions: Kelly was born with a cleft palate and has a speech impairment. As a result, he cannot pronounce certain words clearly. Caucasian male, brown hair, blue eyes. Kelly has surgical scar on the left side of his face, between his nose and upper lips. His teeth have gaps between them. Kelly's school canceled class on February 13th of 1982 due to a heavy storm. He stayed at home with his mother, Judy Moore, and their resident on Lakes Lane in Pine Tree Hollow in Knox County, Kentucky, approximately 5 miles outside of the town of Hittman. A photo of Moore is posted with this case summary. Kelly went outside to play in the family's front yard at approximately 11 a.m. Moore stated she told him he was not to leave the yard. She last checked on him approximately 4 p.m. At this point, Moore went to a neighbor's home to answer a phone call. She didn't have a phone of her own. When she returned, Kelly was no longer in the yard. She assumed he had gone to a friend's house to watch television. Before I continue with this story, you know what? Let me just wait until the end. Dinner was prepared at 6 p.m., but Moore wasn't able to locate Kelly at the time and had dinner without him. She then went to Kelly's friend's residence to pick him up and was told he had never been there at all day. Moore said when she realized her son was missing, she went to her boyfriend's grandmother's home and asked to use the phone to call the police. She stated she wasn't permitted to call the police until midnight. Moore's family members began searching the area for her son at the time, but she says the police search didn't begin until dawn. An investigator intentionally assumed Kelly had wandered off, traced to one of several abandoned mines in the area, and frozen to death. Kelly's parents divorced several years before he disappeared, and he lived with his mother and her boyfriend in a rental house. His older brother and sister were living with their grandmother in Jackson, Kentucky, because Moore had epilepsy and had a hard time caring for them. Moore was questioned and maintained her innocence in her son's disappearance. Police dug under her concrete porch looking for Kelly's body, but they didn't find anything. Moore said she believed Kelly's father may have taken him or knew who had. Kelly's father is now deceased. His mother has not been ruled out as a suspect in her disappearance. Authorities believe some local was involved in Kelly's disappearance. Many of his neighbors in 1982 had criminal history. No trace of Kelly was found after an extensive search. He has never been seen again. His case is now classified as a possible abduction. After his disappearance, there were tips that placed him in Florida, possibly the city of Tampa and Tallahassee. His case remains unsolved. So with this case, I feel like, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say allegedly, I feel like the mom knew more than what she was saying. Because what mother is going to wait? So you come home from using a phone. You don't see your son nowhere in your front yard. And you're automatically, oh, well, he probably, mind you, back then, yes, it was common for kids to go to, to play outside, to go to their friend's house, to ride their bikes to their friend's house and stuff like that. I do remember my mother-in-law always telling me that the rule was that they had to be in the house before the lights came on, like the pole lights came on. If they were not in the house, by the time the light poles came off, they were going to get in trouble. So I'm not judging that because that was normal back then. There was no cell phones. There were no kids played outside, and I think it felt like more safer then than it does now. But my thing is, you come home from using the phone, you do not see your son, and in your mind you think, oh well, he probably went to a friend's house. Wouldn't you go back and try to figure, if you knew the friend that you claim he went to, why didn't you go to their house to verify that your son was there? No, you walked in the house, you cooked dinner, you still didn't see him, you ate without him, and then you went to the friend's house to see if he was there, and he wasn't there. Then you look for him by yourself, and you waited until almost midnight to call the police because you thought, well, obviously, yes, back then you had to wait like 24 or 48 hours to call the police when your child went missing. No, I would have not done that. No, y'all finna get your little butt up. I don't care how cold it is outside. Y'all finna get up and go look for my child. I ain't waiting no damn 48 hours. Mind you, they would have, if she would have called them and said that her son was missing, especially with the type of weather that they had going on that day, they would probably most likely be like, okay, we need to start looking for this child because it is cold outside. He could die of hypothermia. Like, no. She wanted to sit here and wait. That to me screams red flags all over. But that's just me. Allegedly, I really do think that she knew more than she was saying. So, yeah, that's that. Now, I don't know if they questioned the dead. It don't seem like they did. But I'm sorry. That would have been my child. I would have been... Next case that we'll be talking about, it's Scott Christian. He went missing at 8 years old. His height and weight is 4'3", pounds. Los Angeles Dodger t-shirt and acid wash jeans. Caucasian male, brown hair, brown eyes. Scott has a scar on the left side of his lower lip. Scott was last seen in his family's residence in Mesquite, California on July 26, 1992. He was asleep on the couch in the living room, and his parents were asleep with his two siblings in the bedroom. Someone knocked on the door at 2:30 a.m. and Scott went to answer it and apparently rode his bicycle away from the resident. Afterwards, he never returned home and has never been seen again. His bicycle has never been located. Neighbors told authorities that Scott smoked cigarettes, drank alcohol, and stole bicycles in the vicinity of the time of his disappearance. The child's family denied the allegations. Investigators did learn that Scott was on probation for setting fire to an abandoned building the year before he vanished. He was also known for prohibiting around mosque. Scott's family reportedly lived in rather a dire condition in the city. His relatives passed polygraph tests and are not to believe to be connected to his disappearance. There are few clues available in Scott's case, which remains unsolved. I hate these type of cases, and I hate them. It's just like, look, at the end of the day, kids are gonna be kids. Like, there's just no question about that. I don't know why, guys, but my mouth has been so dry. Kids are gonna be kids. At the end of the day, kids are gonna be kids. They're gonna do crazy things, and some of them are not safe. Now, was he stealing bikes? Who knows? Yeah, the family denied it, but you know how many things kids do behind their parents' back that the parents don't even know? The neighbors do. The whole neighborhood knows. Oh, that's Johnny's kid. Yeah, he's always doing crazy things. Then you ask the parents like, my child's not like that. Yeah, your child's probably like that. You just don't know because your child knows how to hide it. But that still does not give you, it doesn't give nobody the right to take someone's life. It does not give you the right to take a child away from his family. If the whole bicycle theory is correct, it could have been a family that he probably stole the bike from and they wanted revenge. That's one of my theories that I could think of. But that still doesn't give you a right. Now, I'm wondering, did the detectives talk to all his friends? Did they talk to people in school? Obviously, they did talk to people in the neighborhood because, they said, yeah, he's always stealing other people's bike and he's always starting fire and stuff like that. So that to me is, I don't know, it's crazy. But I do think, could it have been somebody that he stole a bike from, like a kid that he stole a bike from and the parents found out and they're like, no. But, and first of all, I wonder if his parents, would that have been the first time that he ever slept on the couch? Because if I was going to sleep, if I was like in my house and I was sleeping in the couch and that was the first time that I ever did that, trust me, whoever was living with me was like, why are you sleeping on the couch? You have a bed. Like, they would have seen red flags real quick. So I'm wondering, was that the first time that they had slept, or that he has slept in the couch? And who is up at, well, never mind. But what kid is up at 2:30? I mean, I don't know. I think I think his disappearance has something to do with him. He probably stole the bike, because mind you, you couldn't even find his own bike if that was his own bike. So we're gonna do the one slash story, and we're gonna be talking about James Donald Lusher Jr. And he went missing at age 16. His height and weight 5'2", 110 pounds. Jamie is classified as a special needs child. He's a spectative and functions at level of a 12-year-old. Vehicle, great grand Huffy mountain bicycle accounted for. Caucasian male, brown hair, blue eyes. Lusher's nickname is Jamie, and almost all accounts refer to him by the name. Jamie was a special needs student enrolled in Westfield Alternative School in Westfield, Massachusetts in 1982. He planned to ride his gray-green Huff mountain bicycle from his father's residence in Westfield to his grandmother's house in Blandford, Massachusetts on November 6 of 1992. He planned to view a bicycle race in Blandford. The trip was approximately 12 miles. Jimmy never arrived as was expected. A several employed at Friendly's restaurant in Westfield told authorities that Jamie visited the establishment on November 8th, 2 days after he intentionally disappeared. A hunter discovered his bicycle abandoned near a pond in a wooded area of the city on November 11th. The bike was brand new. Jamie had gotten it for his birthday 3 weeks before his disappearance. Authorities drained the pond and conducted an extensive air and ground search, but no evidence related to Jamie's whereabouts was located. He has never been heard from again. Authorities and his family intentionally believe he was run away, but they no longer believe he left on his own accord. Convicted murderer Louis S. Lent Jr. was placed near Westfield at the time of his Jamie's disappearance. A photo of Lent is posted below this case summary. Lent was charged with murder of another Massachusetts child, as well as the 1993 New York disappearance of Sarah Wood. Lent confessed to abducting and killing Sarah, but recanted his statement. Afterwards, he was convicted of her presumed homicide at a later date. In July 2013, authorities announced Lent had confessed to Jamie's murder in detail. He relayed resident authorities state that they did not plan to prosecute Lent as he was already in prison for life. The intentional search for Jamie's body in Greenwater Pond, which is 88 acres in size and up to 58 feet deep, in place. After 3 days, they couldn't find any human remains or any of Jamie's clothing or belongings, but they haven't given up hope of locating his body. Jamie's parents were divorced in 1992, and he lived with his father. They had a troubled relationship. His father described his son as a moody, immature teenager who disliked school and had a few friends. Foul play is suspected due to the consequences involved in Jamie's disappearance. So that is the last case for today. This one really does break my heart. They all do, but this one, because he's mentally challenged, and predators will use that to their advantage. As sad as this sounds and disgusting as it sounds, they do that. And what I don't get is, if he did it, I don't know how old the man is, and I do not care to know. I seen his picture. He's ugly. He looks like a troll. Why don't you tell the detectives where the body is? You're already in prison for life, sir. So I don't know. Unless you forgot because you're old. But I don't know. These cases just like, and I'm not trying to judge the dad or anything like that, but I think with Jamie having this with him having this him being mentally challenged, I feel like he should have just dropped him off himself. That's just my opinion. I don't know. That's just me. But like I said, I feel like predators live with that. Like, they thrive on kids. They thrive. They will say anything to lure kids, and God knows what to them. And it sucks. Today is different because you have cell phones and stuff, but like back then, when there was no cell phones, there was no GPS, you couldn't, and that's why it's so important when you move to a new neighborhood, or you make sure you search the sex registry, just so you could know who's around you. Now that we're allowed to do that, because back then there was no resource of you learning who's around your neighborhood. There could have been a sex offender in your neighborhood, and you would have never known. It's happened before. But now that we have social media and we have the technology, it needs to be used more. So when you move into, whether it's a new apartment complex, whether it's a new neighborhood, look for the sex offenders in your area. I used to live with my mother-in-law. And mind you, I lived there since like I was 18, maybe 17. No, I think it was like, no, it was 18. And I never, ever did I even, that never came across my mind. And for some reason, it's probably because I didn't have a daughter there then. And I was just, yes, I do look like a child myself. But it never came to mind. It never crossed my mind for me to do it. And then one day I decided to do it, and I came across this house. It's a greenhouse, and I passed by this house. I used to pass by this house maybe a few times a day, and there was in that house has a sex offender in that house. I was in shock. Like, I was like, what? So yeah, once I found out, mind you, if I was in the car with somebody, there was no choice for me to pass through the house. But walking by the house, I would rather have taken the long walk or whatever. I was terrified to pass by the house after that. But yeah, especially, when you live alone, I think it's very important to check who lives around you and to keep yourself safe and your neighborhood safe. The apartments that I live right now, the gates don't even work, and so homeless people could come in and out of the apartment any day, anytime they want, and that kind of freaks me out because I do have a stalker who tends to stalk me. He hasn't stalked me now because I'm in spring break, so he hasn't seen me. But when I leave my apartment, I'm always on the lookout. I'm on alert. I do need to buy a keychain with a pepper spray. But yes, guys, that is it for today's video. I will see y'all soon with the next video. Y'all, I didn't even notice today was Friday. I don't even post on Fridays, and today is Friday, y'all. What? I didn't know that. Well, y'all got a bonus video today because I did not know today was Friday. I don't post on Friday. I will post tomorrow because tomorrow is my actual post day. But I did not know that today was Friday. So I will see y'all soon, guys. Bye.